I was just sued by a debt collector, y'all, and this is how I won my case. And for the bitches in the comments already talking about me,
I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, y'all, so I was dealing with this for a while. I'm not even gonna front, but it wasn't like super dramatic. I just called my local legal aid because I wasn't gonna pay for a lawyer specifically for my case because I wasn't getting sued that much, and when I did the math, it didn't make sense for me to hire a lawyer. Like, I would be paying more for the lawyer than they're even suing me for. Anyways, so if you're scared and you're getting sued, you need to realize that getting sued is really not that big of a deal. Like, I know I'm saying it like that, but it's not. Like, rich people do it for fun, and you have to think like these debt collectors, when they go after people, it's a business model. So they're just hoping to usually get the default judgment. So you're gonna like sue a bunch of people. Most people are gonna get scared. Oh my God, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm scared. What is court? Court is scary. I don't understand anything. Most people don't show up, and that's why they lose. And so then they get the default judgment, and then they're able to garnish your wages and stuff like that. And then you have to go back and fight like the garnished wages. The people who were suing me weren't the original like people, you know? So I was just like, fuck it, I had time. So I went to the legal aid people, and they set me up with like little interviews that I could do with like a lawyer, and lawyers would help me like fill out like the paperwork that I needed to fill out, which I highly recommend because it makes the process like a lot like easier. Like, they can't like represent you, you're still self-representing yourself, but they help you like understand like what all the legal jargon is and stuff, and it's like community based and like totally free, and I think that's super dope. So I did that. We did this back and forth for like a few months, sending different things. I did get kind of lazy at the end, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there were certain things that I was supposed to do, like as far as emailing people, but the people who were suing me were not even reaching out to me, like, and I felt like they should reach out to me, you know what I mean? Like, if they wanted to like settle or something like that. So I didn't put myself out there. Like, the lawyer told me to go talk to them, and like they were like, oh, you should like reach out to them and like see if you want to do a continuance, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that because I wanted them to not show up to court so I could get it thrown out. So I was just like, I'm not gonna talk to them, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do at the end as far as filling out paperwork, but I was doing what I was supposed to do at the beginning. So I will say that kind of helped my case, and you should do that. Like, when it comes to like filling out answers and all of that stuff, you should definitely do that because they can get a default judgment on you quick, girl, if you don't answer. You really need to answer like that. Like, don't even play about that. But towards the end, it was just like we were supposed to send this email, I guess. I didn't do any of that, and so whatever, I just decided to show up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna show up to court, and they were there, and I didn't think that they were gonna show up because I was like, bro, like, they're not gonna show up from a from a business standpoint, because like, I'm a business owner. I was doing the math. I was like, it makes no sense for them to show up. Like, it would make more sense to just go and get people that they could get default judgments on, because then you have to pay a lawyer to stand in court or whatever. But they actually did show up, and I was like, dang. But then when I walked up to the thing, they were just like, oh, we're just gonna dismiss the case, and I was like, ooh. So I think that they just were gonna show up to see if I wasn't gonna show up, and then they would have got a default judgment, and then they would have garnished my wages. But then once I showed up to actual court and they saw me, they didn't really have a case, you know what I mean? And I could tell they didn't have a case because throughout the case they weren't like really paying attention to like any of the dates, you know? We had like conferences, they didn't want to show up to any of the conferences, so I kind of knew that they weren't really into it for real. They never contacted me. I just gotta sell, girl. Hustler diary. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm a business owner, honey, like I said. Anyways, yeah, my case got thrown out, so don't be scared, bruh. It's just gonna take a few months, and just be willing to fight it. Don't hide from it, and be a little better than I was, you know, as far as like I got lazy. Don't get lazy at all. Don't play when it comes to court. Don't play, but you're gonna be all right. Don't stress, you know what I mean? Just chill out, bro. It's gonna take you like a year anyway, bro. For real.